Hi students, do you know that living organisms have the capacity of extracting energy from oxidizable substances and that is stored in the form of bond energy? One of the special substance known as ATP that can store energy in its chemical bond. The process of making ATP by cell in mitochondria and chloroplast is known as phosphorylation. Anyhow, today we are going to discuss about photophosphorylation which take place in plants. So what is mean by photo? Yes, it's light. Phosphorylation means the process of making ATP by cell in mitochondria and chloroplast is known as phosphorylation. So photophosphorylation means synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate in the presence of light. So make a note of this point, that is photophosphorylation. Now we are discussing about the photophosphorylation. So what is mean by photophosphorylation? Means synthesis of ATP, from ADP and inorganic phosphate, that is PO4, inorganic phosphate in the presence of light, is known as photophosphorylation. Very important. The process of or synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate in the presence of light is known as the photophosphorylation, which often take place in the plants in the presence of light. Now photophosphorylation is again of two types, that is cyclic photophosphorylation and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So now let's discuss when non-cyclic and when cyclic phosphorylation can be seen. Now, when there is light, in the presence of light, in the presence of two photosystem, that is photosystem 2 and photosystem 1. This is photosystem 1. So photosystem will be first, then the photosystem 1. Photosystem 2 will be first and photosystem 1 will be final, first and later. And this if the electrons are passed in this photosystem, in the presence of this two photosystem, then it is known as non-cyclic photophosphorylation. What we call this official name is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So in this two photosystem are connected to each other with the help of electron transport chain. Now when around 680 nanometer light falls on the photosystem 2, the pigments absorb the light and transfer the electrons to electron acceptor. So electrons are excited and it is picked by the electron acceptor and it is transferred to the electron transport chain, and from electron transport chain it will be passed to photosystem 1. Again from the photosystem 1, the pigments can absorb the 700 nanometers of light and make the electrons to be excited and accepted by the electron acceptor, and it is sent to the NADP reductase enzyme. So this is one of the enzyme which can convert NADP, energy molecule into NADPH plus H plus. So the scheme we have discussed, that is Z scheme, we have discussed it in the past. So here we can observe both ATP and NADPH formation take place. Why? Because the electrons are flowing continuously, where the electron transport chain can convert ADP into ATP. So this is what we are going to observe in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, in which electrons are flowing continuously and both ATP as well as NADPH are made. Both ATP and NADPH are made in this non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So if when there is only one photosystem functioning, that is photosystem 1, if the photosystem 1 is only functioning, the photosystem 1 only functioning means the electrons will flow cyclically. Okay, this is photosystem 1. So this photosystem 1 will get electrons excited when it receives 700 nanometers. So the electrons are excited and it is transferred to the electron transport chain, and again it's sent to the photosystem 1 complex. So here the electrons are cycled around the photosystem and it is transferred from the electron transport chain. Here ADP will be converted to ATP, and here there is no formation of NADPH. Why? Because it is lacking NADP reductase. In photosystem 1, especially where we can find this only photosystem, means it is found in the stroma lamellae. Where this photosystem 1 alone is found means in the stroma lamellae. So we know stack of thylakoids together known as the grana. So the grana are connected each other with the help of stroma lamellae. So this is what the stroma lamellae, where photosystem 1 alone is present, whereas the membrane lamellae of grana consist of both photosystem 2 as well as photosystem 1. This is the major difference. And due to the presence of these two, the grana can synthesize ATP as well as NADPH, whereas stroma lamella, which contains only photosystem 1 and it lacks the photosystem 2 as well as NADP reductase. Due to that reason, it can only make the ATP molecules. And this cyclic flow of electrons can work only when there is wavelength of above 680 nanometers. If the wavelength is below 680 nanometers, means photosystem 1 will not work. So it demands 700 nanometers. Above 680 nanometers has to be acquired. So this is about the movement of electrons. One is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Another one is cyclic photophosphorylation. Cyclic photophosphorylation, in which electrons are flowing cyclical. Okay, electrons are cycled around the photosystem 1, whereas in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, these electrons are passed in a Z-scheme manner, and finally it has reduced the NADP into NADPH. So this is about the non-cyclic and cyclic photophosphorylation.